Hi guys, welcome back. Just a quick update on the Ethereum chart. As I mentioned yesterday that I did see a big W forming, which I was mentioning on a higher time frame. If you look carefully, this was actually a W, and what you can see is the W is trying to break above the neckline. Now let's zoom into this and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so if you have a quick look, that the 351 has become a bit of a resistance for us, and I did say that we need to break above this particular line. And as you can see, if I zoom into this a little bit more, that we are trying to break above this line, and this is where the battle is going at the moment. But if you look at these three specific candles, especially these last two, what you'll notice is they're showing very bullish sign. This is a dragonfly doji on the hourly candle, which is very good. Also, if I switch it over to the 4 hourly, you can see that there's been significant volume coming in. So 4 hours in a row we've had very positive, and then this is the current 4 hour, which is going to complete at 8 o'clock. So we're just at the beginning of this particular one. Anything could happen here, so let's have a quick look on this one. But right now I think the hourly ones, what they're showing to us is just fantastic. I mean, this is just good sign for Ethereum. We are going to probably test it. If we do, then we have to break above the 1370. If we break above the 1370 line, then we will basically go positive. If we don't, unfortunately, we don't have much hope. We might actually break back down and see some pattern like this and come back down here. But this is a significant test line here that we have to make sure we hold. And for now, to go positive, we definitely have to go above the 1370. So that's just for the Ethereum. Also on the Bitcoin, let's actually, I've got one open here, so let's move on to the Bitcoin. As you can see, our bull flag pattern is still there. I haven't changed anything there. I'm still on the daily, and I'm going to change it and put it onto the hourly just to show you what's going on in the chart. As you can see in the chart, we're definitely we've had another few hours ago, or even like I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think if you look at it on a larger perspective, I think that was yesterday. So we did touch on this particular area, and we are currently moving upwards. First resistance line we have to beat is our 0876 Fibonacci number one, which is this particular line here. Once we beat that, then we have to go above this to break the trend. So far the bull flag is still valid. We haven't dropped 50% from 42. If we go to 21, then it's going to be invalidated. Until then, we are still very bullish. I did mention to a few people. Now what I want to mention here, and I want to just quickly show you here, right, this is our NVT. Right, so on the NVT, if you look carefully, this was yesterday where we did flag a bearish, but on a daily bearish is actually not much of an issue. Right, what I want to show you is the thing you need to follow is on a weekly. On a weekly, we are not bearish at all. Right, on a monthly, I don't think it will even show. Actually, it does show, funnily, on a monthly. So as you can see, we're not bearish at all, and we've had some really good months. So, but on a daily, yesterday it did flag a little bit. That was just yesterday when it flagged bearish, but I wouldn't really bother too much. Normally at the end of the week is what you want to count for an NVT. That gives you a bigger picture, and you can understand that, okay, is there something happening here or not? So until then, just normally I would just say, just basically keep calm, don't panic too much. You never know, we might just continue with this particular bull trend and see where we go. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. NVT is still flashing to me, saying we're not gonna see we're still very bullish. So also, if I want to just zoom into this, and this happened, this is like our 24-hour will be, this is our week. Sorry, give me 1 second. I want to quickly just zoom into this particular chart. Give me 1 second, because I have something fascinating here on the weekly. Right, let's try and see if we can zoom into this, make it larger. So on the weekly, if you look currently at this particular candle here, so this is our doji candle on a weekly, right? What I'm trying to show you is this particular candle here, this green candle here. If you notice, So we you know, our week started wherever, it was up or down, doesn't matter, but currently we're in an indecisive position. This is just a simple star doji, and what we're seeing is basically the market is indecisive. Does it want to go up? Does it want to go down? So this candle here, by Sunday, whatever happens, it will inform us. Are we going to have another week of bearishness, or are we going to break above the trend and move up? So far, as I said, as long as we're within this particular 2 trend line, and as long as we do not go to the 21,000, so this bottom line here, we should be okay. We're still in a bull market, okay? There's nothing to worry too much about. So anybody holding, just carry on, and we'll see what happens. So just a little update, guys. I don't want to go and just make another video on too much. So I just wanted to just kind of show you what I'm seeing in the charts, especially on the longer time frame, because remember, I usually like to work on macro levels. So for me, an hourly chart, yeah, it's fine if you're doing a trade. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, if you're doing a trade or something like this, it's fine. I mean, you know, you want to look at your hourly or something like this, because that's where you're going to make the biggest amount of money or something like this, right? But for me, I'm usually looking at the bigger picture. I'm like, okay, I need to see something happen along the lines of where, you know, we break above, we go and we break above this line, we test this line again, and then we come here, we test this, and then we break above this and test this, and then go. That's where I want to be. That's when I'm going to be more bullish, and I'll probably open a few trades or something. But other than that, right now, as long as we're within this kind of a silly, I don't know what to say, right? So, you know, this particular channel here, excuse me one second. So this particular channel here, I'm not really happy, because it doesn't give me a good opportunity to, you know, open a trade or anything, because this is very indecisive right now. I mean, sitting in the middle of a channel, very indecisive. Also, another thing I want to quickly say, anybody who does trading, you need to understand something. Never trade within inside a channel, right? So you never know, because the channel itself is where the biggest battles happening regarding resistance and support, right? You don't want to do that. You want to trade down, no problem. When we break below this, trade. You know, if we break below, confirm, and we break below, you trade that. If we go above, confirm, and go above again, trade that. But what you're not supposed to do is, what you have to understand is, never ever trade inside a channel, because that will give you like, you know, it doesn't give you the best kind of pattern to follow and see, okay, what's going to happen. So always try and work on a larger time frame. You will notice that you're going to get a lot more data this way if you do a larger time frame, and you can work things out much better that way. Also, I haven't changed my bullish scenario. If we do break out, what's going to happen? So I'm going to keep it there. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, there's loads of patterns showing up, head and shoulders, this, that, whatever. There are plenty of people on social media also promoting it, but I'm just being kind of conservative in a sense, right? I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not trying to be bullish or anything. I'm trying to be conservative by saying that, yes, we have a chance to drop, but for us to invalidate the bullish trend, we need to go to 21,000. Okay, but I do see a lot of support around the 22, 23, and my mark is 22. I've just left it on the middle, that's 22. And on the top side, there is some resistance. I mean, most of the resistance that you're seeing, you have to understand one other thing as well. Whenever we're trying to push up, a lot of people who are shorting the market currently are getting liquidated. And all of those price changes in liquidations and everything, when the exchanges are liquidating them, they are kind of pushing the price down. So they kind of just, it looks bearish, but actually it's not. It's just a lot of people are getting liquidated in their trades and everything. And for us traders, what we have to do, right? So if we're trading or if we're buying, the fact remains is, when everybody's getting liquidated, when their trades are closing automatically, do we have enough capacity and power and enough money, right, to go in and buy up all of those short sells and all of those rubbish sells that they're doing? Do we have enough? If we outperform them, we're bullish again. It's very simple, right? So you have to understand, whenever we go to a level where we say it's resistance, well, actually mostly it's not resistance, it's where people are getting liquidated, right? So these are like buy and sell orders, right? You got to understand these kind of thing in a very layman's way, but I'm trying to explain it to you. But that's what it is. So it's not that market's dumping. Market usually dumps, right, when everybody's getting wiped out. all right, trades, this, that. And majority of people are trading, by the way. Not many people are actually. So most people are holders. They hold in their portfolio. They don't care what the price is. Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the second class of people are the traders, right? And they are quite big, right? And I'm not talking about your small amount. So what happens is, whenever, like for me, I'll give you a good example the other day. So this is a few weeks back. I opened a trade and the market decided. I opened a trade and I said, at this price, I believe the market will dump, right? So I opened a short trade, and I don't do many short trades. And I opened a short trade, and it decided not to short on me. It decided to push up even more, and it pushed up by a couple of £1,000 more. Wiped me out. Guess what happened immediately after that? Just after I got wiped out, the whole market decided to, a lot of people got wiped out basically. And the market just like dumped by 2-3 grand more. So I got wiped out, and then everybody was getting wiped out on the kind of my similar level, right? Or whatever price point I was in and where my liquidation price point was. And we were all getting wiped out, and then the market dumps, right? Minutes later, I'm thinking that, I'm like, come on, you know, I was expecting it to dump, except I got caught out before it dumped, right? So then about an hour later, I thought, okay, I've lost quite a significant amount of Bitcoin. Let me try and see if I can go up again. So what I did then was I said, okay, I'm going to open a long trade. Now we're going to go up. What do you think happened? It decided to go down even further, because I went to the support line and I said, right, this is a support line. We're definitely going to go up. But again, this is the reality of high leverage. You know, market doesn't care what your sentiment is, what your, what you are thinking. It's more to do with strategy. I mean, every time, both those trades I did, right, it was like 1 hour apart. Both of the trades, you know, up and down, I missed it. All right. But one thing you have to understand, you have to always keep some more Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you're doing, available. Mostly, I do Bitcoin mostly. Ethereum, very little. I don't really play Ethereum as much. I just prefer selling it or just kind of locking it in or something like this. It's a whole different kind of a project for me. But Bitcoin, yeah, trading is very lucrative. I mean, so for that reason, I always say to people, if you're not experienced, don't do it. You need to have no emotions, right? One of the most important things, you have to have no emotions. And the market could go complete opposite way to what you're expecting. So that was a risky trade I did. I did announce it on, I believe it was Twitter or something. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember where. But I did announce it. I said, look, I'm opening a very risky trade. And wish me luck, right? That's what I said basically. So that one, both of those trades, like up, when I did the long, I got wiped out. Sorry, when I did the short, I got wiped out, and when I did the long, I also got wiped out. So, but that's part of the game. But my big trade that I'm waiting for, it's going to be on the breakout, right? So I'm not going to do a big trade unless, and I'll tell you this, right? Unless, so my biggest trade I'm going to do is the moment we break above this particular line, right? This 41,900, this 41,980 line. When we go to that level, that's when I'm going to be opening my biggest trade and see what happens. Also, there's another scenario if, right, and the second, like my other trade, biggest trade, so I've got two options. I've got either I'm going to do it right at the top, or either I'm going to do it right at the bottom. And the right at the bottom, the trade I will be opening is around this particular line here. I want to see how far it goes. If it goes and then it bounces back up, that's the trade I want, right? And I can make a significant amount of money there. So I'm actually waiting on the sideline, as I've mentioned to many of you guys before, for me to open a trade. And what I mean, I'm going to open a trade. I'm going to open a big trade. I'm talking a significant amount of Bitcoin to do this particular trade. So that's what I'm waiting for. But in the meantime, little short trades here and there, little lucrative ones. Sometimes you can make money in about 15 minutes, but that's just trading. Also, I advise to all of my guys, anybody who's buying and selling, and there are some guys who actually buy from me direct as well. They've been asking me questions. Sadly, they're not in the public groups. But those guys, I said to all of them, I said, look, right now, what I'm doing is every time a dip comes along, whatever I could afford, 500, 5,000, whatever, £1,000, whatever, I'll put it in and I'll buy some more Bitcoin, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm just buying the dips non-stop. So I'm just accumulating right now. I'm trying to increase my holding for that big trade that I want to do. So let's see what happens. I know that basically once we go above the $41,000, $42,000, that move is going to be explosive. I know I can do a decent 20, 25x. Maybe if I don't go that crazy, I can do a 10x trade, right? And it will be a nice, lovely return. So any money I've lost recently in the little ups and downs or whatever, the market playing around, I've been long and the market went down, I've lost money. I went short, market went up, I lost money. So I'm going to recover all of those on one single trade. That's the whole idea. That's what I'm going to do. Ethereum, I could have opened a trade yesterday. As I mentioned, the W pattern is forming, but I didn't open it because, again, as I said, I'm not a big Ethereum trader. As you can see here right now, wow, okay, so we're just watching this and this is now going down. So let's go on a closer time frame to zoom in to see what's going on. Yep, so this is what's happened. Each one of these are 15-minute candle, and you can see that for past few hours we've been constantly battling to break this support line, this resistant line, actually not a support line. So again, unless we break this and unless we go above this and confirm, right? So confirmation is, remember, is always you go above, you confirm that we're not going below this, we're going to go up, and then you see this pattern. That's the confirmation. If I was to open a trade, I'd open it just around this level here. I would not open it here, I would not open it here. I need to know that this candle is higher than this candle. If this candle opens up higher here, I will do the trade. If not, then I wouldn't do the trade. So that's the kind of stuff you have to understand. Like sometimes for me, if I'm going to do a breakout trade, I need to understand that my breakout trade is in a good level for me to open it and then continue and make some profit, change my stop loss as I move up, basically, so I still get to keep some profit, because that's the most important thing. Remember, guys, investing in it, trading it, whatever, it doesn't matter, you have to take profits. If you're not going to take profits, what's the point? I'll give you a good example. I bought some Bitcoin yesterday, not much, basically, quite, a couple £100 worth. But today somebody wanted to buy it. I sold it. I want to take profit. So for me, if there's an opportunity to take some profit out, I'll take it. That's what I'm going to do, right? I'm not going to hold back and this and that and everything. I have my holding portfolio, which is different, right? That's what I'm going to hold. I'm not going to touch that, right? And as I said to you guys many, many times, I'm not touching my holding portfolio until 2030. That's my stash. That's not coming out, right? 2030, no one knows where it is, right? That's the kind of, I've put it away securely, and I said, I'm not touching that. Doesn't matter what happens. The world could end and I'm not touching it until 2030, and I'm going to stick to that. Ethereum, I can't touch. I did have free Ethereum, but Ethereum available, but now I've locked it into F2.0, so I can't also take that. So whatever I've got now in my little, I'll call it my little float, right? So the money I play around with, that I'm using. So basically, I spend. I told you that, guys, so many times before as well. I spend, I do whatever. And I'm using that to basically buy more Ethereum, buy more Bitcoin, and then if I get a nice little opportunity to sell, I'll sell it. I don't care. So I'm always basically selling. You probably noticed on my last video, I had one. Even today, actually, just before I made this video, I had another sale, done it. Early in the morning, I had another one, done it. But the thing is I'm accumulating more and more. And the more I accumulate, I'm also putting that back on sale. And if I'm making a significant amount of profit, then I'm selling it off. So that's what I do, basically. I try and buy cheap, and then when the market goes up, I put my ads on. Like this morning, somebody was like, bro, put your ad on. I was like, what's going on? He's like, you're the cheapest in the market, can you put your ad on? I was like, okay, let me see, right? So I had a look and I realized that actually I'm not going to sell it to him at that price, because it wasn't going to be worth my while, because I'd technically be losing. So what I did say to him, I said, look, I'll drop it a little bit, but that's about it, and I'll only drop it for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm going to put it back up again. So I did kind of drop it for him just to break even. After break even, he didn't do the order anyway. I don't know why, but if he did, then he would have got it a little bit less than everybody else. And then 30 minutes later, I put the price back up again, because I have to make a little bit of a margin on my the amount I bought it for. So here I am paying bloody 23 grand for a coin. If I don't make at least £200 on it, it's not worth it, right? You know what I mean? So that's the kind of a thing. That's my business. Remember, I don't do for me, YouTube is something that I do with the community, just to kind of help everybody. And I have gone public now, so end of the day, everybody can see it. I think basically, rather than helping one person, I can help everyone. That's the whole idea. And I have a close group that I work with, so these videos help everybody. But you know, if you find these kind of stuff helpful, and if you want more daily updates and this and that, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, make a comment or something. And also, guys, remember, there's so many people on the comments, right? Those are fake bots, right? They come on the comment, they put their WhatsApp number. You will not find my WhatsApp number or anything unless you go to my website. All right, unless you go to the links I provide. Okay, my Telegram group, unless you go to my website, you're not going to see that. I'm not going to post that publicly on YouTube, right? And I'm not going to do it on a comment. In fact, half the time I don't reply to any of those guys, because that's what they want. They want to get upvotes and basically stay on the chat so other people could be cheated. Please avoid those guys. Anybody telling you that they're going to make you money and sharing you WhatsApp number and this and that, avoid them. They're scams. Okay, so I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to post my my phone number on a thing. You can find me on my platforms. Yep, that's what my phone numbers are. You can find me on Facebook. My phone number's there. You know, through those means, because it's verified, at least I know where you're calling from, and I can verify that. I can check that. But I'm not going to randomly just leave it on a YouTube video and say, right, here you go, because I can't track that. That's not what I'm going to do. So that's another thing you have to understand. Also, I do get a lot of people contacting me through WhatsApp and this and that and Telegram. And it's funny, like the other day I had a guy, his account was, I've got means of checking out how long this particular number existed. So he called me from USA, Cincinnati or whatever, right? And this number is a pay-as-you-go number, obviously. Was registered only 3 days ago. And then when I said that to him, you know, he's acting all like, I'm a big man, right? I do loads of deals and this and that. Yeah, fair play, no worries, yo bro, you're the man. Then when I do a background check on him, right, and I got my tools, I do my background check on him, and I realized that basically this geezer is only 3 days old. And I'm like, okay, you know you're 3 days old? And then he's like, oh, okay, and then he left. Right, so sometimes, look, in this game you got to be sharp, you got to be on point, right? I have made mistakes, right? Recently I made a mistake where I didn't vet somebody, I didn't do my KYC, and I got done for, I think it was about 16 grand. You know what? Shit happens, right? But in my line of business, sometimes you know, that one time you let your guard down, you can get a bit hard, right? But as long as you keep your guard up, you're good, right? So remember, anybody who's promoting they're going to buy or they're going to take your Bitcoin and make you more Bitcoin and this and that, it's not true. Please, guys, it doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that, okay? You know, ask me and I'll tell you, because I do that for a living, right? But I do it with a private group, and there are certain terms and conditions we have to meet, right? Unless you do it. You just don't go to a random person and say, okay, I'm going to hand you over my Bitcoin and you're going to make me more, you're going to get back. Please don't do that. So guys, remember, anything I talk about here is not financial advice. It's just my own opinion. And also, I've been labeling the videos as episodes now, so this would be episode 2. So yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, like, share the video, really helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.